So I know a lot of us are really upset at the idea that Veilguard won't showcase a lot of the decisions we made in previous games. And I am too, to be clear. Now, I wouldn't think it would be the worst thing for the next game just to be a sequel to Inquisition if it weren't for the fact that this is the last game, which basically means if you don't include the choices, we're dropping plot points. It's unfortunate, because honestly, it's not like a lot of our decisions mattered in Inquisition either, but it was kind of cool to, overhear gossip about what was going on as a result of a few previous choices. Now, here's the thing. It would be like if Game of Thrones Season 7 and 8, instead of taking place in Westeros, took place in Meereen, and we focused entirely on Meereen and not on Westeros at all, and just got to see the aftermath of Daenerys' rule. And now, even if it was well written, that would be a really weird ending to the series, because that feels more like it should be a spin-off, not a finale. That being said, it's actually not too late for our choices to matter. Now, it is for the main storyline, but DLC hasn't been planned yet. We could still have DLC that revolves around the Dark Ritual decision, or the Divine decision. What I would really, really want to see as DLC is what was kind of started with the Descent DLC. We could have it so that we learn more about the Titans, and maybe see the effect of discussions about the Titan revelations in Orzammar. And it would be really cool. We could see basically the main DLC area that would open up would be Orzammar. We could return and get to see the result of the choices we made back in Origins, whether or not Haremont or Balin was king. Like, if Haremont was king, he's probably dead at this point. So maybe his successor is opening up Orzammar. And we get to be the first people, the first, non-Grey Wardens, really to get to go see Orzammar. Or if Balin was king, there's already human merchants all throughout, because it's been open a while now. That could be really cool, and another thing that could be happening at that time is dealing with the dwarves from the taigs that had been cut off at this point, because we know they've been recently found. We could learn more about them. Maybe one of their taigs could be the other big DLC area. Because honestly, getting to see Orzammar in all of its splendor, and also, it does feel like dwarven plot points get a little thrown to the wayside, even though I find them super interesting. I would kill to have that as a DLC, and then our choices could matter. We could follow up on those plot threads through DLC. Now, obviously, not every choice, but a lot of our choices. Now, you can tell me there's no way Bioware is gonna listen to the fans. Maybe not, but it's worth a try, isn't it? The fact is, all hating on this game is going to do is give us less Dragon Age content. That's it. That's all it's going to do, because that's what happened with Andromeda. Because don't get me wrong, they absolutely dropped the ball on Andromeda, but hating on it just made them abandon it entirely. It had a lot of potential. Not to mention, I think a big reason why Baldur's Gate 3 won Game of the Year is because people were so thrilled to have a game studio that cared about its audience, and I think other developers took note of that. Now, how much they're going to listen to it, that's no one knows. But if we give this game a chance, see if the storyline that is there is any good, we might still have a shot for a good DLC in the future. We still have that hope. So, in other words, don't lose hope yet. Just give the game a chance. I mean, don't be dishonest, if you don't like the game, don't claim to like it, I'm not saying that. Just, if you do want the future of Dragon Age to be bright, have an open mind at least. This is just something for us to consider. If we're loud enough about this, because remember, this is Dragon Age's dying gasp. The last hurrah. Whether or not any aspect of the series continues, all comes down to this. The future of Bioware hangs on this, so they might put a little more in stock for this. They might care just a little bit more. Because if any game for Bioware is going to matter as far as what the fans think, it's going to be this one. So that's everything. Those are my main points. I'm really, really hoping for this. I really hope, instead of getting DLC that's just completely, entirely separate, we could have our choices still matter. Thanks for watching. I do have other Dragon Age content. I haven't entirely abandoned it, but it is a lot of work for not a lot of views, so I've kind of put it on a little bit of a hiatus. Not a complete hiatus, but a little bit of one. I have a Leliana character analysis coming up, though, where I talk about how she is misunderstood by most fans, and more specifically how she is not the Liara of the series. So stay tuned for that one. Otherwise, have a great day.